hallelujah. I was lost, but now I know who I am. I'm the Hebrew son. I wander through the shadows, looking for the light. Taught to hate my own reflection, caught in lies so tight. But the book opened up and I saw my name. The truth came rushing like a holy flame. I'm not a slave, I'm a son of a king. Judah runs in my blood, I was born to sing. The covenant lives in the breath I breathe. Yes, hand pulled me out, now I believe. Oh, I am the Hebrew son, from the tribe where the lion comes from. You tried to strip my name, but I overcome. The Most High called me by his tribe. I am the Hebrew son. My soul remembers where I come from. A chosen light under your sun. No weapon form can make me run. They told me I was nothing, just another name. But my father wrote my story before I ever came. They hid my crown, tried to blind my eyes, but the Ruach whispered you were born to rise. Do not rise. Zion is calling, dry bones are walking. I hear the chauffeur sound in the night. The sun is rising, a new day dawning. We walk in power, dressed in light. I am the Hebrew son, no more hiding, I won't run. Yeah, has written my song, and to his arms I belong. Call me by my name, I am not the same. I'm the Hebrew son, the battle's already won. I was laced from a white stone, and in the stone a new name.
Shalom, family. It's good to see you all here. I hope you're doing well. Boy, there is some mess going on today. Let me share my screen. We're going to just kind of shoot the breeze today. I'm not going to keep you long. I just want y'all to know I've been looking at reports this morning because, see, when I woke up early this morning, I was getting orders together and contact, because when I have a lot, I contact UPS just to come to, my house to pick everything up. Well, everything was fine then. An hour later, I stepped away from my computer for about an hour. All of a sudden, I couldn't get on nothing. I couldn't get on my bank website. I could not get on OpenAI. I couldn't get on, nothing. I couldn't get on nothing. And so I said, well, let me go to Down Detector. I couldn't even get on my Comcast. So I went to Down Detector, and everything's in the red, y'all. Everything is in the red. Everything. People are even reporting they can't get onto YouTube. So, I can get on certain things, but I notice it's very slow. So thank goodness I made my appointment with UPS to come get the packages before all this happened. But they're reporting that parts of the internet just stopped working. It just suddenly stopped working. And right now, the reports are out, but they don't know why things stop working on the internet. Yes, they said it just out of the blue, everything just stopped working. And so this is not only impacting us here in the US, this is a worldwide problem, y'all. It's worldwide. So if you're accessing some of the main sites, don't be shocked that you can't get on. Now, normally I'm on my Comcast. I can't even get on my Comcast. So I'm doing this live stream just in case it may ultimately be the only one I do today, not because I don't want to do my live streams. I actually had some really interesting ones today that I wanted to go over with you. But when I saw this happening, it's no telling how many hours it's going to take to get this whole thing back up and running because there's just so many things that are down right now. Mhm. And that's all they're reporting, and a lot of these articles just came out, like, about an hour ago when I first started noticing problems. And hold on, maybe I can show you some of the ones that came out. Hold on one second. Okay, let me see if I can zoom this some. Okay, so you can see at Cloudflare disrupts parts of the internet. Parts of the internet just stop working. X formerly Twitter down, internet outage. So you can see all of these are like 1 hour ago, right here, 1 hour ago, because that's about when I started noticing X. Cloudflare actually works with a lot of the internet services online. So if that's down, then a lot of things are down. ChatGPT, Perplexity. So you can see widespread internet outages spreading. How a tiny bug spiraled into a massive outage that took down the internet. Parts of the internet offline Tuesday morning. This one, 31 minutes, a list of sites after massive internet outage, Impact X and other sites. So you can see this thing is pretty big. This thing is pretty big. Well, X, I don't really go on X. That I when it was Twitter, I used to go over there all the time. Now that it's X, I don't need to go over there, and especially with something that Elon owns. No, thank you. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty massive. In order for an outage this size, you wonder what it could be. Is it hack? Yeah, even the gaming is down right now. The gaming is down right now. If you do gaming online, that's also down. Mhm. Yeah. I mean, I just noticed the response. Like, I can get on my Comcast, but it moves so slow now that I'm on my spare box. I have a spare router in my house. I'm on the spare right now, and that seems to be working okay. But I also notice my cell phone service is also kind of flaky. So I don't know if this is a big cyber attack, y'all, but for in order for the amount of sites that are down, something is definitely kind of off here. Go back. Something is definitely off when you see everything in the red. Wow. Even Donald Trump's Truth Social right here, even that's down. that piece of crap he calls DoorDash, Uber. Wow, even the New Jersey Transit. I feel sorry for anybody that depends on this stuff for transportation. They are definitely screwed right now. Elon's racist chat GPT called Grok. Yeah, the white supremacist AI. Wow. So who knows if this is going to be most of today or not. But you know what? I was having a few problems yesterday. But when I came over here, it didn't seem to be a lot of things down. So I didn't think anything of it. So I said, maybe it's just some, because sometimes it's just some localized thing. It's not something that's a big deal. So I thought maybe that's all it was. But then now that I see this, oh, it's a lot deeper. I wonder if there's like a group out here hacking everything. I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. But what my first story that I was gonna do with you live is they said the porch pirates have increased all over the country. Since Donald Trump took office, it has gone through the roof. They said there are so many people in this country getting things snatched off of their porches. It's not even funny, and it's even worse if you live in a condo or apartment, it's worse. It's worse than if you live at a home, but, it's all being done nevertheless, but they said it has jumped up all around the country, and that was one of the first stories I was gonna do, and they said 1 in 4 Americans have had packages taken from their front door, and I believe it. And look how bad everything is getting out here. Yeah, people are getting desperate. And, so we'll go over that once everything is really up and running because I'm having a hard time uploading right now. And I have to upload what I'm going to show you. And right now, it's practically impossible for me to do it. So hopefully when they get this cleared up. So I'm just letting you know things may get started a little later than normal. Oh yeah, that belongs to Grok belongs to Elon Musk. It's just the racist version of Chat GPT. That's all Grok is. That's the best way I can describe it. it's the it's the white supremacist version of Chat GPT. That's what Grok is. So anyway, yeah, yeah, I even saw DoorDash is down, and so if you're trying to get something from a food service, you won't be able to do that. I'm sure this will blow up more and more in the news. The stories just start coming out like around, I would say like around 8:30. The stories were coming out. I start noticing, and I'm sure it's going to grow from there. Mhm. No, YouTube always do that. Look, I'm subscribed to several people, and I can tell you I don't get notification. I mean, I listen to Big Judah. I never get I have it selected to get notification. I never get notification. And the few times I did get notification, he was already done with the live stream when the notification came through to me. So it just goes to show you, YouTube mess with everybody. They really do. They I couldn't get into my account either. Talk with Jake, I couldn't get in mine either. I tried this morning. I did the same thing you did, and I couldn't get in. So it's affecting virtually everything. Solar flares, it could be. Miss Ebiel, you may be onto something there. It could be because 'cause there've been pretty massive solar flares, but I would think it would impact more than just the internet. You know, usually something that big, it will also interfere with, power. And so far, that seems to be okay. Mhm. So sometimes it will impact power, but so far the power around here seems to be okay. Mhm. Yeah. I mean, I feel sorry for people that depend on certain things to get around, like Uber and Lyft and all that, because those things are down. They're in the red. Mhm. Yeah, it could be, you know? Could be. It could be a lot of things. It could be an attack from another country trying to cut off communication in this country, you know? It can be a number of things. Mhm. Wow. So, y'all, I just wanted to kinda let you know what's going on, and, the 3-eye atlas. No, it's somebody else that's talking to me through a message. 3-eye atlas. Actually, that's not really funny. That could actually be true. I'm sitting here making light of it, but actually that could be true. Mhm. 'Cause I mean, all it takes to take down the internet, you can just mess with the signal, and that'll take it down. It's taking it down now, whatever they're doing. Can't book a flight. Yeah, you may have to get on the phone for that. If you can't book it online, I would suggest you get on the phone, because if you call it in, they can book it that way. Mhm. Yeah, we just saw even the health sites, because we have around here My Chart, and people are saying they can't get on to make their because you can make your doctor's appointment through that. We have that, and you can set up your doctor's appointment or reschedule it or get your lab work done and see your results and everything on My Chart, and people can't get into that. Mhm. Which this could really be dangerous for hospitals, because a lot of the hospital, they use a lot of the internet for what they have to do because, just like if you go and get x-rays or like I did earlier this year, I had to do an echocardiogram and they send that stuff electronically. It's not done by snail mail whenever because they when they did my echocardiogram, they just sent it right over to my doctor. In fact, before I got home, my doctor reached out to let me know they got the results of my echocardiogram, and I wasn't even home yet. I had just got it done. They sent it over to them electronically. But thank goodness everything came back normal, you know? And that is a concern for me because there are people in my family with heart problems. So I praise the Most High for getting me this far without having complications with my heart. Mhm. So if you can't do certain things today, you'll understand why. You'll understand why. Well, y'all, and I haven't told you this. I got nerve damage from the last time I had C19. And I just found out recently that 56% of the people that had it have nerve damage, and I didn't know it was that prevalent. But, in my right arm, every now and then I have nerve pain, and I never had that before until recently, and that is from C19. So I've been, controlling it, um, through just supplements. I've been taking the MSM and amino acids, and that helps lessen the pain. But I found out that's what C19 does to you. And I had no idea. I was having pain and I have no idea. And I just recently found that out not long ago that it has left a lot of people that had it in the past with nerve damage. And I'm one of the victims of it. No, I don't have the GERD, but I do have the nerve damage. I do have that. Mhm. And I didn't realize it was so many people. It said 56% of the people get left with nerve damage. It changed your voice. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy what, one thing like that can do, but then again, the Heavenly Father can do whatever he wants. Oh, yeah. There's all kinds of crazy things. There's people I was reading, there are people that lost their sense of smell and taste, like, back in 2020 when we were on lockdown, and it never came back for some people. Some people never got their sense of smell and taste back. Some people did in, like, a few weeks or even a few months, but some people, it's been a few years, and they never ever got their sense of taste and smell back. Yeah, I mean, that is crazy. Can you imagine that? Just think about how critical that can be. What if your house is on fire and you lost your sense of smell? You wouldn't even smell it. You wouldn't smell it. That is crazy. Mhm. That is crazy, but this is what C19 has done. It has done a lot of things to a lot of people. Yeah, well, it's real according to my right arm. As C19 is real according to my right arm. No, Kimmy, there is no treatment for it. The only thing they can do is control the inflammation and pain. But as far as it going away, it will never go all the way. I will have some relief in between. Like, I could probably go several months or even a few years without having a flare up. But then again, it's going to flare up again. But it never 100% goes away. So I will always have this. It's what's considered long-term symptoms, if you ever heard of that before, from C19. Well, that's what I have. I have the long-term symptoms. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, that can be very dangerous if you can't smell things around you. Somebody's gonna have to tell you because you can't smell anything. Mhm. I was just, looking online and, I didn't realize, one of the members of Earth, Wind& and Fire died, like, 2 years ago. I didn't even know. their drummer died, Fred White. I didn't know he died. And I usually still listen to some of the old school Earth, Wind and Fire. But yeah, their drummer, Fred White, died. But they didn't say what he had. They just said he passed back in 2023. All right, y'all. That's all. I just wanted to get you caught up on what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and um, conclude this. So I'll try to be back a little later with my story. You have long-term symptoms too. C19 four times. Wow. My smell and taste are still not as sharp as it. Yeah, even that, and I even heard another person had it, in fact, in my family, and they said their vision has not been the same. Like, they can still see and everything, but they notice it's not as good as it used to be. Their eyesight is not as good as it used to be, you know? And that's the one thing they notice after having it. Jesse Jackson? Yeah, well, Jesse is old now. I'm not surprised. Last time I saw Jesse Jackson, Miss Abiel, he was in a wheelchair. So I no, he's not doing well at all, and you gotta remember these civil rights people are now in their late 70s and 80s, and they're not young people anymore. Mhm. It's still out there. And it's still widespread, believe it or not. They just don't talk about it in the media anymore. But it's still there, very much still there. You now wear glasses after having, oh, the neighborhood Hebrew, really? Yeah. I know one of my family members told me that their vision has never been the same. Yeah, Jesse is up there in age. Mhm. So y'all, hopefully, I'll be back a little later. If not, I'll try to come back, even if it's a little later in the day or even tonight. I'll try to come back and do a few live streams today. So I'm gonna let you go. I can think of some non-internet things I can get done, so I will do those things. So everybody, please enjoy the rest of your day and just keep an eye on what's going on. Shalom, family.